Hey there guys, Conceptual Concept 6.9 here, and for the last 6 to 8 months I've really dedicated a lot of my time in training to running the AR-15. So anyone who's been watching the channel for a while knows I really love AKs, but ARs are America's rifle and logistics are king in a lot of areas. So I've really decided to focus a lot of my training time to really getting familiar with the rifle, and I thought what might be a good video would be the unique complications of switching from dedicated running AKs, being familiar with them, to switching to an AR-15 and really trying to become decently proficient with the platform. Because there actually are a few learning curves and a few things that I really did not and still do not enjoy about the AR-15 versus the AK. Now, I do want to preface this with, this is 100% opinion and personal experience. Yours might vary. So before the AR guys get triggered over me saying that something is garbage on the AR-15 or I absolutely hate it and it stinks, understand this is my preference. It is not 100% factual. It's not written in stone. And it is not telling me telling you that I am right and you are wrong. So everything I'm going to be referencing is to shooting and maintaining the firearm. It's not going to be to accessorizing or anything quite as much because we all know AR-15s are easier to accessorize. AKs are closer than you might think, but ARs win there. So we're just going to waive that and go into the shooting portion. So let's start with one of the basics, which is recoil impulse. Now the AR-15 is definitely lighter recoiling than a 7.62x39 AK. However, the recoil is definitely more abrupt. Towards the end, I got very familiar with this and it did not bother me. It's actually really nice. You can shoot it incredibly fast. No issues there. But it was something I noticed off the get-go versus my AK, which is more of a slow, heavy push versus the AR-15, which is a snap, but a lighter snap. So next up would be the accuracy. So the AR-15 is indisputably and inarguably more accurate than an AK-47. It is typically what I found between a 1 to 2.5 MOA gun, depending on your ammunition type. So definitely beats out the AK. My most accurate AK is about a 2.5 MOA AK. So least accurate group I'm getting out of the AR is my most accurate group out of the AK. So another nice thing about it is the magazine size. The magazines are easier to stow in various magazine pouches. They're less proprietary in terms of the nylon you need to get for it. So definite win there. I enjoyed that quite a bit. So lastly on the things I enjoyed was the bolt hold open feature and the bolt drop feature, which AKs definitely do not have, and it slows down your AK reloads pretty significantly compared to AR-15s. But that's about where all my enjoyment ended. So now moving on to the things that I absolutely freaking hate about the AR-15.
My disappointment is immeasurable, and my day is ruined.
And the learning curve and switching from an AK made me appreciate the AK so much more. Let's start with the maintenance schedule. So AR-15s definitely require a good amount of lubrication to run. I've had more malfunctions with AR-15s in the last 6 months in about 4,000 or 5,000 rounds than I have had with my AKs in the last 30 to 40,000 rounds. And don't get me wrong, this is 100% because I am a neglectful gun owner and I should be better, but with AKs I don't have to be better, and I can appreciate that. So next up on the list is I absolutely hate the T-charging handle. I think it is in the worst possible spot. It requires you to reach back towards your torso and kind of finagle everything up front at the same time. Typically, to do any sort of bolt hold open feature, you have to take your firing grip off. You have to like do a third hand deal. It's not my favorite. And again, this is just me bitching. Which with AKs you do have to do the reach around, but it's only gay if they turn around and kiss you. So lastly, and probably the biggest reason why I hate running AR-15s is the straight insert magazine feature. Now, a lot of you guys love it, and I'm not knocking you for that, but coming from a rock and lock world, it is absolute dog water, and you can fight me on that. So, rock and lock magazines are so easy because once you hear that click, it is in. You don't have to worry about anything dropping. It's just going to function. Straight insert magazines, especially with the bolt closed, are the fucking worst. I hate everything about them. So I've had so many magazines drop in the dirt because I did not insert it all the way, or I tried to insert on a closed bolt with a full magazine, and that bitch did not want to go in. Now, there are a lot of high-speed dudes that have really good recommendations for this, such as downloading the magazine 1 or 2, or the push-pull technique, which is what I found I run the most because I can't count. I just load until the magazine's full. And the fact that a full magazine cannot insert on a closed bolt is absolute trash, and I hate everything about it. On top of that, the push-pull technique adds time to your reload, so it kind of negates the whole idea of the AR-15 being faster at reloading than the AK. Now again, before you guys start typing angry comments, understand this is preference, this is my experience. I'm not saying that it's written in stone, I'm not saying I'm the baddest motherfucker in the room, I'm just saying I don't like it. So now let's do some shooting and see how I fare with the two guns. So I'm definitely not going to be the fastest at the emergency reload with the AR-15, but let's go ahead and give it a shot, see how we do. This definitely beats out the AK. So let's go ahead and start. So I do want to note that the magazine well and magazine have not been cleaned in a while, and I've shot this suppressed quite a bit. So magazines are not reliably dropping free. That is 100% due to my neglect. Definitely not the fastest. 4.55. Let's try it one more time. Now, handy training trick. When you are doing these one reload ones, do a tactical reload every time. It gets 2 reps in one, nice and handy, all right? One more try. So, 4.35, definitely not super fast. I'm not great at this. Been trying to get better, but there are a few things I don't really like the straight insert. It doesn't really vibe well with me. So next up is going to be the tactical reload. Only thing I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be setting a timer to start my reload, and then I'm going to shoot around to get a time on there, all right? All right, how was my time? 7.31 on a tactical reload for that for me. Not great. So now we're going to be doing an emergency reload with the AK, and then we'll do a tactical reload after. So let's start the time. How was that? 4.65. Actually, it was pretty damn close, if not faster than my AR reload. That's really because I'm more used to this platform. Remember, always do a tactical reload when you pick up your mag to do the one reload one. Builds reps on both. So now let's try the tactical reload with the AK, see how we do. .507. So, even fumbled with my sling a little bit with the jacket in the magazine pocket. Still beat the AR-15 by 2 seconds. So in the end, am I in awe by the AR-15 and how much better it is? No, I'm not. I'm probably going to stick with the AK for the most part, but I do need to devote some more time and training to the AR-15 because it is America's rifle. It's just sensible to be proficient in it. So past that, I've got nothing else for you guys. Just remember to go outside, touch grass, and eat ass, alright guys?